Hello, my hearties. A very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McCLUE. I thought I'd pop up and say dinky-doo to every single one of you and see what's happening. It's Friday evening in Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and it's 6:42. So there you are. You can do the math. I tell you, 18 minutes to 7 o'clock in the evening. And I thought we'll pop up for a few minutes just to see what everybody's up to, see if anybody's about. Because what I tend to do is random pop-ups and just see what time suits you best for a bit of a chit-chat with Scottie McCLUE, the world's top broadcaster, the world's most humble man, the first lord of the internet, hashtag Floatai, all in uppercase. FLOTI, First Lord of the Internet. So there you are. So there's one for you, I can tell you. We've just had lovely people joining us right now, which is fantastic. Thank you very, very much. And come and tell us what is what with your good selves. So there you are. Get the word out there and get sharing and get following. I can't understand how there are still some TikTokers who haven't followed Scottie McCLUE. How can that actually happen? There's Lewis. Dinky-doo, Lewis. Thank you for your gifts. And you've got the #1 badge. I can tell you that. Isn't that beautiful? So there we have it. Lots and lots of tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap. So as soon as you join us, start tapping. Yeah, tap, tap, tappity, tap, and see how many we can actually squeeze in tonight. Hooray! Join my team. I thank you very much. Manson has sent me a heart. Me. How lovely is that? So there you go. Thank you so much, and dinky-doo. Sam's just joined us as well, I tell you. Now, we never ever ask for anything, of course, but if you're feeling flush, there's a little goal there, and you can help yourself. Tap, tap, tappity, tap. What did you do for work? Oh, a whole number of things. I worked on the boats as crew. I worked in banking with a B in finance. I worked in the theatre. I worked in opera. I worked in television. I worked in radio. I worked in education, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I still work, you know. Do you have any state? Oh, yes, yes. Yes, well, I had a saloon, but I got an estate because it was handy for the dog. You could put him in the back, you see. So that was excellent stuff. Manson has sent me Slay. I thank you very much, the Manson Kelly crew. Greetings from Manofield, Scottie. Oh, Manofield, what a lovely part of the world Manofield is. For a bra part of the world. Oh, and the hooses and the woodwork. I tell you, just, so there we go, fantastic stuff. Come and join us as soon as you possibly can. Remember, no silly people, because otherwise you'll just get a lifetime ban. We've had a couple of sillies trying to get me to say things. Guys, I'm at almost 1,000 likes. Everybody get tap, tap, tappity, tap. Gorebridge, Cammy's in Gorebridge. Have you ever visited Gloucestershire, sir? Yes, I have. I went to a wedding close to Tetbury. Do you know Tetbury? So there we are. I was out there, and how beautiful. The only thing is you've got quite a lot of hills. And a lady told me that you can burn your clutch out in your car driving round Gloucestershire. What about that? How do you find all this social media with respect? Older people seem to struggle. You seem okay. I have never ever struggled because I've been in social media big style since 1998 when we first put up a page on the internet and the traffic was just massive. So I don't bother at all. And of course, we've got the YouTube channel. We're on Facebook. We're on X, formerly Twitter, at Scottie McCLUE. I've got a Twitch account. I don't use it a lot, but we have used it. And what else have I got? Instagram, Scottie McCLUE 1. You know, so there's a lot of McCLUE out there. Hello, says the lovely Francesca. Francesca, how lovely to have you with us. And hello to you. I tell you, good evening, Dinky-doo. Old Mike Dinky-doo. Young-looking Mike. We like that. That's fantastic. I can tell you. Un saludo desde Spain. You're wanting a salad. Right, okay, por favor. Scottie, how old's the Bunnet? The Bunnet will be 32 years, I would think, at least. That's really good. I still remember the 56.6 modems. Yes, I see, if you had to dial in, toot, 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 and you had to tell your friends that you wouldn't be available on the phone. There we are. Bye-bye for now, Mr. Scottie McCLUE. The Manson Kelly crew, thank you so much for joining us. And bye-bye for now, I say to the Manson Kelly crew. Dinky do. Scottie, did you have a radio show? Yes, I did, Alistair. I had several radio shows over 33 years. I was on 35 radio stations. And somebody says, yeah, but not all at the one time. I say, pretty well all at the one time. Yes, we networked it. There's the godfather of Cramlington. Hello. We love Cramlington, Godfather, by the sea. How beautiful is that? You're not that far from Blythe there, are you? Wow, says Alistair. Yep. 33 years of radio and 40 years of television, Alistair. I've been the luckiest man in the world. You remind me of Eric from 2 doors down. Well, I'm 2 doors up. So that would be 4 doors away from where Eric is. I can tell you. Get following, guys, as soon as you can. I love this. This is beautiful. Some of the comments on this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. In other words, TikTok have just booted the wee trolls doing the Swanee. We love that, I tell you. Do you know Elaine C. Smith? Yes, I do. I don't know her personally, but she was a couple of years ahead of me at the drama school. There we are. Wonderful lady, very, very talented actress, comedian, and an outstanding singer, particularly jazz. You know, crazy. So there we go. I tell you. Now, who else have we got here? There we go, says Owen. Oh, there you go, Owen. Absolutely. We're only up for a few minutes, guys, just to say hi. But everybody tap, tap, tappity, tap. We've got 1,300 likes. We're trying to beat 31,000. Do you like football? I don't dislike football. I just don't go to it. You are amazing, says Owen. So are you, Owen. You're amazing for spotting that I'm amazing. Tomo. You have been so generous to me. Guys, we ask for nothing on here, but we do, out of decency, set a little goal up. And that's it there. And if you wanted to put a red rose in, or if you're feeling very, very flush, there are, I think, 4 eagle masks up for grabs. I used to listen in the 90s with all the headaches phoning in. It was hilarious, says Wayne. Wayne, we still have the phone-in facility. In fact, somebody tried it on the TikTok recently, and it worked. I haven't got it plugged in just now. If you had to pick one football team to support, who would it be? Oh, I think, well, one, you see, I've got 2. I've got the Greenock Morton, Monmouthon, and I've got... Manchester United, because I worked about a minute away from them when Sir Alex was managing them, and I used to pop round. Good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Marinach. How lovely to have you with us. Guys, tell us where you're watching from. It makes for a bit more fun. What's your favourite sport? I was a rugby man. You see, you can maybe tell I've still got my old rugby set up out here, and I was a tight head prop, so I was down first. Boom! All that stuff, absolutely. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. Get sharing. Are you watching the rugby tomorrow? I will, Kyle, if I've got the time. My problem now, even at my great age, is that it's just getting time. There's so many calls on my time. Watching from just outside Brechin, says Marinach. We love Brechin, Marinach. I'll tell you a lovely story. There was a Frenchman one time drinking in a pub and up your way. And he was there and it was so busy in the pub, he kept trying to get attention and he was going, beer, please, beer, s'il vous plaît. And they were ignoring him, you see. So he turned round and he said, to hell with Britain. To hell with Britain. And this big farmer grabbed him. He said, "Son, what did you just say there?" He said, "I said to hell with Britain." He said, "Sorry, I thought you said to hell with Brecon." Ah, no, you're too busy to watch the game. The old enemy. Well, no, Kyle, I'll have it on in the background. Yes, absolutely. All right, watching from Fort William. We love you in Fort William. Spearnbridge, the Commando Memorial. All these proud men standing high there. And the Fort William, I've walked the dog away up the Nevis, you know. Fantastic, lovely. The steamers used to come into Fort William regularly from Oban. What about that? I tell you. Independence for Scotland, yes, if you can manage it. Do you know Shinty? Well, I used to read the results for the Shinty on Grampian television, the Camanachd Cup and King Yusei and all that stuff. My father was actually a Shinty player. Come on, Lily says one back. Independence is dead. No, far from it. Independence has got the highest rating it's ever had. The problem is we need to get somebody to implement it. I mean, I would do it myself, but I'm not a politician. I'm watching from Port Glasgow, Scottie. We love Port Glasgow. These beautiful, beautiful flats in Clune Park going to waste, and we've got homeless in the country. Do you know what I mean? And Port Glasgow, when I was wee, I've done a programme on it. You'll see it on the TikTok videos. Scottie McCLUE visits Port Glasgow. Now, who have we got here? Queensy Burns is odd job. Odd job, you're amazing. And that hat is absolutely amazing. I tell you. Grand Plan. No, you need somebody. You actually need a Scottish version of Donald Trump, if we can't get the man himself, to come in here to say to Westminster, listen, just to let you know, out of courtesy, that we're leaving and we're keeping our own money from now on. So we'll not be asking you for anything, right? But we're going independent in Scotland and we'll do a lot of deals with the United States. My mate loved your time on radio. Loved your time on radio. Absolutely deared. How lovely to have you with us. Hi from Atlanta, Georgia, in the USA. While we were marching through Georgia. Will Reform have a Scottish MSP? Well, I was thinking there should maybe be a Scottish version of Reform that was for independence, right? I used to listen to you on Scot FM. I play for Kilmally at the Shinty. There we are. You taught in my school. Thank you, Sienna. Yes, I did. I tell you. No, Bronson, we don't say silly things like that. It's not that kind of live. This is much, much bigger than anything else you'll find on TikTok. Everybody should be following. Scots are my favourite, says Debbie. Bless you, Debbie. Now, here we got, why did you leave school? I had to go to another one. There we are. I was going to say about the radio, bring it back. What a giggle you were. Do you know, all I get and all I've had for years, can that not come back? Mon the high bees. Yes, we love the high bees on the high seas. Shinty, the Scottish hurling. My father played for the army, I think. Shinty, it's a bit of a rough house, isn't it, though? But you're wonderful people. I can tell you that for nothing. And as I say, I used to read the results out on the telly on a Saturday night. Dinky-doo, McC. DA says, Rangers or Celtic, my best advice to you is to go and see them both play and then just make a decision. And you can change it. A lot of Rangers and Celtic fans just change it to suit. What's your net worth? My net worth is absolutely huge. Huge, I can tell you. So there we are, because I've always been very, very rich, I can tell you. But that doesn't mean I've got a lot of money. Just in my life, I can tell you. Ireland plays Scotland in hurling Shinty every year. Well, you know, when I used to go over to Ireland, I absolutely loved it. So there you are. Thank you, EZ and Dinky Doo. I say to you, What a top man. So there we go. But we don't sort of go mentioning all these things if you know what I mean. But yes, absolutely, EZ. I used to listen to your call-in, Scottie Gordon. Was that not something to behold? Not because I was doing it, but just it was an absolute hoot. I know you like a few single malts. Well, you've got that wrong, the real deal. Because I don't think I'll have had a single malt for about 10 years. What do you think of Israel and Palestine? I think they're both very beautiful places. I said in October last year, or the year before, they should never, ever, ever have started that. Donald Trump will put a stop to it. It was brilliant, says Gordon. I tell you, Gordon. Where were you brought up in Scotland? I was born and brought up in Greenock. Then I moved to Glasgow. What made you stop drinking? Well, I didn't have to, Kyle. All I actually did was it was a Christmas, and I was calculating units when I'd be able to drive and when the units would be, and I thought, do you know, I can't really be bothered with this. I want to drive at any time of the night or day and not be worried about, being pulled in or anything like that. So that's what I've done, because I used to get pulled in regularly on the way home from shows, because I thought, what's he doing driving a big motor car at 2 o'clock in the morning? Pull him in. And they would say things like, well, can you smell any drink off yours? Well, could be, because I haven't had any, officer. Drive your Bentley, or the Bentleys. I would like to ask anybody who's ever owned a Bentley, right? Which engine do you prefer? Do you prefer the straight six in the likes of the early ones, or do you prefer the 6.7 V8? So there, can you speak Gaelic? Ah, Lewis, Camaraha, Maha, Hachama, Falchi, Falchi, Key, Demili Falchi, Dun TikTok, Agus Scochach McCLUE. There we are. Did you like that? There's a wee bit of Gaelic for you. Sure, Scottie. I tell you, Shayless. Now then, brilliant. Did you like that, Lewis? Was it any good? Evening, Mr. McClue. I hope you're well, sir. Addy Dazzler. We're always well when we see your good self on here. Guys, get following. Tap on your phones, because I've got 4,900 likes, and the record we're trying to break is 31,000. I couldn't believe it. I tell you. Share, and follow. If you haven't followed Scottie McCLUE, you don't need to see your GP because they're busy enough. But, do ask yourself, what is wrong with me? I haven't followed Scottie McCLUE on TikTok. That's the thing. Scottie, I just bought a newish car, Jag F-Pace, 3-litre diesel. Kyle, the big diesels. Very smooth and very quiet. When I was young, a diesel car, it was only people that ran things like commercial businesses or the odd millionaire that sort of loved to watch their pennies. Like an absolute top millionaire. What he used to do was stay at one of the poshest hotels in London. And then he would eat at the Transport Cafe across the road. Well, along the road, it was a bit from the wee Transport Cafe, and he would go in for maybe a sausage butty or something like that, but he wouldn't go to the dining room at the posh hotel. How's it going, Scott? It's going great, Stuart. Dinky do. I say to you, how lovely to have you with us. Would you do the phone in again? We do it on a Saturday night for 1 hour, between 9 and 10 on the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel, you'll see it if you just tap. You go to my bio right now, and you'll see the YouTube channel. Just tap that, and it'll take you to it. Morning, Lord Duke of the Dundees, says the Onion Barge. Onion Barge is down under in Australia. Lovely to have you. Dinky do, my friend. It's Robert Overby from San Antonio in Texas. Robert, we love you, and we love you in San Antonio in Texas. Dinky do, I say to you, my dear fellow. Who have we got? There's Liv saying, hey Liv, you can't beat a diesel. All my cars have been diesel. Do you know, Kyle, I phoned a friend of mine one Saturday afternoon. I was buying a new car. I said they've got a lovely V8 petrol. I said, and they've also got a diesel, but I want to know because you know your diesels. He ran big German diesel car. And he said, have a test drive in the diesel. I said, right. And he said, you'll never want to drive anything else. And I did. I drove an automatic diesel. They used to do that. They went shopping and they put all the shopping in the Hey, Eddie Dazzler got you. Dinky do. I tell you, is it pie, beans and chips or pie, chips and beans? Or pie, beans and chips in Scotland? Right, could I have pie, beans and chips, please? So the chips were always the last one. But you could have pie and chips and not bother about the beans, or you could have pie and beans. Because I remember somebody saying we looked in the window of a cafe and there was a kind of middle-aged couple sharing a big bowl of beans. And he said, do you know exactly what age they are? And I said, I'm not good with ages. He said, well, I can tell you. She's 40 and he's 42. So there you go. What football team do you support, Scottie? Well, we're just saying, Gordon, earlier, the Morton, Mon the Ton, the Greenock Morton, or the Manchester United. Man U. 100% North Lanarkshire type say pie, chips and beans. North Lanarkshire, but the North Lanarkshire are a bit strange about things like that. They've got kind of their own language. I'll tell you. We can't afford an equivalent to big engine petrol. The equivalent petrol, hang on, the equivalent petrol cause of the fuel price. Kyle, a proper government could get these fuel prices plummeting down, but they won't do it out of sheer greed because they need money to waste. Now, give us one reason why we should have any faith in present-day government. Why we should. Give us a reason. How are they making our lives feel? Food's through the roof. You watch Mr. Trump in America. Just watch him. And you watch all the stuff come plummeting down. People start to get a life. There we go. How many of us earn a wage and every single penny of that goes to somebody else? The only person who doesn't get paid is you. And you're doing the work. So there we have it. I can tell you that says it. I'm a Motherwell fan, says Gordon. Good one, Gordon. I haven't met one before, but it's very nice to make your acquaintance. Diesel. Where are you from, Scottie, says Annie? I am from Scotland. There we go. I tell you. Guys, put your stuff up there and tell us where you're watching from. We should be told. We need to know. Mince and tatties or stovies. My mother-in-law taught me how to cook it for my late husband. Oh, lovely. Well, Virginia, I would say both dishes on separate occasions. So when somebody says, Virginia, what's for tea? You say, mince and tatties tonight. And then they say to you the next night, what's for tea? And you say, stovies. Now, we've had this discussion, 33 years I've been discussing this. Well, 30 years, since I came up to Scott FM. That's 31 years this December, 30 years just passed. So, and we discussed it at length, is there meat in stovies? Right? Is there meat in stovies? And some people say, oh, yes, there's meat in stovies. All that stuff. Others, guys, why is everybody not followed? We should have another 50 followers right now. Why are we not tapping on our phone? I've got 5,900 likes. And my ambition is to get every single TikToker following Scottie McCLUE, because there's absolutely no reason not to. All right? So everybody should be following. We wanted to see if we can get over 31,000 likes. We've only got about another 20 minutes or something. So there we are. But they're both beautiful dishes, Virginia. Did your mother-in-law teach you to put meat in stovies? That's what we need to know. Oh, just give myself a mop down. The lighting's very warm in the studio, I can tell you. It's now like 70% tax on fuel. I know, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous nonsense, because the world is awash with oil. And we need to watch we don't go down this low-carbon route, because CO2 is not a threat to the planet. The trees are carbon capture. So keep your trees going, I tell you. Again, Mr. Trump will start to clarify all this, and we'll know we've all been played like old violins. We constantly blame Russia for everything going wrong in Scotland. We shouldn't blame anybody. No. If things are going wrong in your country, you look to your own government. And it's wearing a wee bit thin to be blaming the government before. You know, that's the stuff. It's like when Mr. Trump said, when they said, we'll sort it out ourselves. And he said, you've had 3 years. You know, we've had governments in for years and years and years and years and years, and they haven't done it. I found the personification of Scotland. Bro Squatking. What a beautiful thing to say. If I ever wanted to be known for anything, it would be the personification of Scotland. I can tell you. An X87 bus, Scottie. Have you ever worked in a hard graft job in your day? All the time, Stephen. All the time. Absolutely, but not like my father. My father was a very tough physical worker. And he said to me, my father was 70 and we were moving slabs. And he said, lift up that slab. And I gave it a good go. And I'm pretty well built. I mean, look at that muscle there. Can't even get my hand round it. Huge. And my father said, oh, give it here. And just lifted the slab. You know, he was very, very powerful. Of course, ex-paratrooper as well, you see. But yes, no, I've done a lot of graft. The boats, pulling the ropes and things like that, that was hard work, I tell you. But no, I don't do anything like digging for a living, you know, that sort of stuff, or farming, you know, ploughing and reaping and sowing and all that sort of stuff. Moving big bales of hay around. And there's a lovely, I won't be so base as to mention his name, but there's a lovely famous Scottish rugby player. And I saw him recently, and he was hugely built. And he was a Borders farmer who used to move big bags of feed around and stuff. And I also had a lovely story about a guy that kept needling a guy for a fight. The guy said, no, don't fight. He said, come on then, come on, if you think you're big enough. Anyway, this guy apparently picked him up and flung him down the road. And the bloke thought, ooh, wasn't expecting that. And then he found out that the guy had worked in a slaughterhouse. We're used to putting like a cow in his shoulder and things like that, you know. You never know. Scott event phone-in was great. You loved a wind-up, Scottie. Oh, Frank, I wouldn't have said I was a wind-up merchant, but sometimes I did get people to make their point properly and then discuss it with me. Yes. And he's just followed us. Scottie, can you not get back in the radio? Run. I'm asked that, but I'll be honest with you. I'm actually bigger now on TikTok and YouTube than I was on the radio. And that's quite something to say, because I was huge on the radio, with 250,000 every half hour at one point. But I get things like, the YouTube channel, you can have 1 million people watching. It's just incredible. The TikTok, you look at my TikTok, it's not quite there yet, because we need everybody following. So every single TikToker should say, follow Scottie McCLUE. Just stick in at Scottie McCLUE. A very reasonable ambition, says okay. I think so, okay. Follow us as soon as you can, folks. Mon the Hoik. Ah, dirty Hoik. Do you know, that's what they used to be known as. And now, don't ask me why. But the other teams in the borders used to say, oh, dirty Hoik. You know, that's the thing. And of course, the wonderful Bill McLaren was a Hoik man. And Bill used to say, a day out of Hoik is a day wasted. And I was heartbroken because I said to my producer, I came off air on the radio station, and there was a gentleman sitting, beautifully turned out, with a real quality sweater and lovely brushed shoes and high quality trousers. And I said, is that Bill McLaren sitting there? And she said, yes, Bill, yes, absolutely. Oh, yes. Do you know Bill? I said, no, I haven't met him, but I want to. I said, I'm a huge fan. Good afternoon, welcome to Murrayfield. And she said, oh, no, go and have a chat with Bill, but it might be a long chat with you two. And I thought, right, well, I'm absolutely Hank Marvin. I'll pop and get something for lunch and then come back and have a wee chat with him. And she said, oh, yes, absolutely. Anyway, I got back and I said, where's Bill? And said, oh, he had to go. And I was heartbroken, me thinking of my lunch instead of a chat with Bill, because I just wanted to meet the man, the legend. Yes, either corned beef or a good pork sausage in the stovies. Aha! I tell you. Rangers or Celtics, says Lincoln. Lincoln, go and see them both play and make up your mind. They're both actually very good teams. You might go and just think, wow, the Celtic were much better than the Rangers. I'll go with them. So just you make a choice, but watch them play first. That's the fairest way. What part of Scotland are you from? I'm from central Scotland, although I come from a Highland family. But no, I was brought up in a place called Greenock. Yes, I'm a branch of the green oak tree. Oh, I'm proud to be a branch of the green oak tree. So there you are, lovely, lovely place, Greenock. Thatcher caused terrific damage to Greenock and Port Glasgow by shutting down the shipyards. And that's why we were struggling to get the new ships built, because we've lost a lot of the expertise and we had to make it up again. But now we're back in business. We should build more ships in Greenock. Greenock's huge for shipbuilding. You had Lithgows, you had Scots, you had Cairds, you had Harland and Wolff. They only built one ship in Greenock, mind you. Harland and Wolff. Who else did you have? You had, a whole lot of shipbuilders along there. Tremendous stuff. And then Scots and Lithgows, they amalgamated into Scott Lithgow. Fantastic. And Sir James Lithgow, wonderful. He kind of ran shipping for the country. Well, for the empire. Jesus loves you. Jesus does indeed love me. And more importantly, I love him. Yes, and when I say more importantly, that's not me dissing Jesus. That's me saying that I love Jesus, And I've had a few cows over my shoulder at the dancing, Scottie. Oh, Addy, you shouldn't be in there. That would be the young farmers. What part of Scotland are you from? Oh, we've just covered that, haven't it? I tell you. Morty says hello. Hello, Morty. Dinky-doo, I say. I had a signed photo of you when you worked with my dad at school. Oh, Gordon. How amazing. Dinky-doo, I say to you. Morton are at home tonight against Falkirk. We love Morton. Mon the ton. There we go, I tell you. I did Tammy Lee, yes, absolutely. Sup gang. Now, Jack, the sup gang is when we have a general sup. So this is it. I'll just show you how to do it. I've got my glass of Adam's ale here. Scottish water. It's lush. And we shout out General Sup, and everybody sups, and we are the Sup gang. A sip or a sup. Do you ken Dunoon? Oh, we love Dunoon. Used to go to Dunoon for my holidays. Wonderful, yes, absolutely, and it was just lovely, just lovely. And of course the cow gathering, never missed a cow gathering. I can go back to when Lieutenant Colonel Colin Mitchell of the Argylls was the chieftain. Yes, and he would be 100 this year. One of the greatest soldiers the British Army has ever had. Do you like pasta? Yes, not in huge quantities. I like pasta and a little bit of pesto, you know, and that sort of stuff. Gobble, gobble. Lovely, lovely. Very nice. Chomp, chomp. Thatcher is the greatest PM the UK has ever known. Yes, she was actually very good compared with what we've had since. Except for John Major. I liked John Major because he was just a nice, regular guy who told you the truth. But Thatcher was very, very, very bad for Greenock and for Scotland in general, actually. You know, she was a bit of a shocker for that. And for the miners and for the steel workers. That'll all come back, though. Scottie, can you remember It's a Boys' Game filmed in Greenock? Yes, Addy, I saw it recently. And also Just Another Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. And I've put one up on my YouTube channel called Leaving, written by Danny Boyle. There we are, fantastic, Leaving. And it's set in 1960, and I think they made it in 1980. And it's a cracking piece, and it's all about Greenock. So have a look for it. Have a look for Leaving on Scottie McCLUE's YouTube channel and get subscribing. She sure did, Scottie. Not a nice person was Thatcher. I worked in the Kingston Yard. For Lithgow's. I remember the Kingston Yard. McCLUE, can you go back to the clock? Do you remember the Lithgow's clock? Up in great narrow legs. And you could see it for miles around. I was saying, I'll just check the time. Where are you looking? I'm looking over at Lithgow's. Oh, it's nearly 5 o'clock. We better watch them coming out. Oh, forget it. Forget it. The yards are coming out. Hi from Smithy, Dicky-doo, potato masher. Greetings from Scapa Flow in Texas. Chris, we love you in Scapa Flow in Texas. Am I speaking Texas when I talk like that? I tell you, can I be a mod? We don't really bother with the mods, actually, to be honest. Scottie, do you like Trump? No, not really. No. I love Trump. I love the man. Yeah, once you, how can I say, get to know him? I haven't actually met him. But when you observe Trump very closely, you think, there goes an absolutely remarkable human being. And that man will save the world. Trust me. So there you are. I've kept my powder dry, obviously, because I've been broadcasting for 40 years. So I don't really do politics. But that man, that's a winner, guys. I tell you, absolutely without a shadow of doubt. Hello from Northern Canada. Which part are you in, Neil? Dinky-doo. Do you believe in Scottish independence? Well, very much so. But we haven't yet had anybody that could make it happen. Alex Salmond came very, very close because he was a man of huge integrity. And you would find that a lot of these politicians, I mean, Alex Salmond never put a foot wrong, but a lot of these politicians, they get dissed by the opposition. Agreed, but Thatcher wasn't good for Greenock. Oh, God, and she was dreadful for Greenock. And you replace the jobs, you know what I mean? Greenock, I would like Greenock completely converted. Picture the situation. Greenock becomes the financial capital of the world. It plays a part like Hong Kong used to play when it was rented out to Britain, when Hong Kong was British, right down at China there. Yeah, and terrific financial stuff going on. That's how I would like Greenock. They've got the airport, brilliant motorway, road network, pretty good. Some of the realignments over the years. Join my team, Jilly. How lovely to see you. And she wasn't good for Motherwell. No, she wasn't good for Ravenscraig. Shocking that. She put in, what was that wee man's name that she put in? He was an Argyll man, actually, originally, I think. Ian McGregor. Ian McGregor she put in. Very able guy, but she put him in to sort out steel and what have you, and then next thing is it's gone, you know. It's good old Scottie. Oh, Tail. It's Scottie, I can't tell you. Respects to Big Archie. Thank you, Chris. A wonderful man, my father. I will help protect this live so that I can get rid of the mean people. Okay, what a lovely, lovely thing to say. A lovely thing to say. Guys, we're barely 5 minutes. Has everybody followed? I can't believe that people watch without following. Everyone on TikTok should follow Scottie McCLUE. It's very, very simple, and there's no reason not to. I've got 7,900 likes. Thank you so much to all the beautiful people who've been going tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap. There we go. Wonderful. He's anything but remarkable. Who's anything but remarkable? Scottie, you look a wee bit like they mentioned somebody. I don't know who you mean, JTG. I can tell you, Trump is awesome. Real leadership. Oh, wow, Chris. Is he not fantastic? Even watching it, it just blows you away. And it would be lovely. It makes you want to say, listen, America, if you want to take over Scotland, by all means do so. You know? And we know Iron Man's going to meet him this week. From Newfoundland, but living in Alberta. How wonderful. Now, Alberta, I had family in Calgary, in Alberta. Am I right? Calgary, called after Calgary and Mull. So there we are. Now, what have we got here? Scottie McCLUE, how the devil are you? I think Trump's unpredictable because he's got good Scottish roots. I don't think he's unpredictable at all. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's spent his years out of office planning everything properly, so it goes very smoothly. And I think all he's really doing now is implementing it. So I don't see him as unpredictable. I see him as clear as a bell. As transparent as looking through a clean, single-glazed window. Hello, Scottie. Have you seen the video? What do you think? Don't know, David. We don't go into too much of the personal stuff on here. That's why I've lasted so long. There's QWERTY laughing away. I think independents would be smashing on the understanding we didn't run back to the EU. Well, I was furious at Brexit because it cost us 250 billion quid. We didn't really get anything back for it. It emptied all the shelves in the shops. It caused economic annihilation. It is in danger of causing political fragmentation, big style anyway. But I wouldn't go back to the EU because it's gone. We joined the EU as an economic union. It's now a political union. And they're all falling out and stabbing each other in the back. And, you can see that Mr. Trump's fed up with it. So there you go. Now, who else have we got here? The political stuff. You're glad I scrolled across to you on TikTok. Gordon, yes, absolutely, thank you. I'm back again, says the wonderful Francesca. We love you, Francesca. Thank you for coming back. Guys, has everybody followed? No good leaving one union, joining another. No, Joe, that's not connected. That's where you're making a big mistake. Westminster has robbed Scotland blind for 317 years, 18 years this year. 318 years. So Westminster's taken Scotland's money. It's supposed to be a union of equals. Nothing equal about taking all the money. If it was equal, we get 50% of the money for England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So there you are, very strange. So that's what's happened, but you might have another union that's good for Scotland. What about a union with America? You know, Canada, Australia. Scotland is really the mother nation of the world. I partied with the Royal Navy crew in Hong Kong in 77. Chris, you would be partying. I tell you, the Navy, you'd be partying. I can remember a lovely thing. We did a big party at the rugby club, and we sang a song, and it was a rugby song. It was all men in those days, and it was slightly naughty. There were some naughty words in the song, and we shocked the Navy. And somebody said, you can't shock us. I said, listen, we shocked the Navy. He went, oh, they're easily shocked. Scottie McCLUE, you're a good, honest guy. I am, actually. I will tell you the truth. McCLUE for POTUS. Chris, the problem is I'm not an American citizen. So there we are. Guys, I've got to dash. I can't believe it. I love you. Ta-ra, lads.